All right. Hello, everyone. Good morning. I'm here in Ontario, Canada, and for us, it's 12 o'clock already. I hope you all have a beautiful start of a weekend. Over here, it's raining, but I've been working since 7:30 this morning into my book, which book number 5 just popped on Amazon. Is already ready for sale. If anyone looking for a book that I write for children, they're under my name, Manon Doucette, in Amazon. Let's see if we can share that screen here. There we go. Let's get this out of the way. Okay, close that, close that. This is the book book number 5, which just came up at midnight. Now working on book number 6. It's a series of 52 books I'm writing for children to help them go to bed at night and not have nightmare. And at the same time, there is moral in stories and helping them with bullying and things like that. I'm a very big fervent of helping children to grow healthy and mentally and physically. Can everyone hear me well? I'm losing my voice. You guys are so quiet. I think I'm alone here.
You are not alone.
Okay. Thank you. All right, let's get this here. Earlier I was asking to the people there. I have 2 or 3 which telling me the writing story. One, it's through ChatGPT, and she wants to go even bigger on stories about for children. Anyone else like to pitch in of what they want to do about their story for children? I just completed child chapter book, 24K words. Sudowrite outline, very, very rough draft. I'm trying to learn more about the prompt specific for children book. Yes, absolutely. You're going to see a few of the prompt that I'm using and a few tricks that I learn as I go with Sudowrite, also using Sudo for editing, process editing. Yes, it's very, very nice for that. Editing, changing, brainstorming. Thank you for letting me know you can hear. You're also not alone. Da, da, da. All right, let's jump right in. Now that you know that I have so many books, all the books and all the story are already written, have over 380 books or story written for that series. And obviously the longest thing is to edit the book, the stories, each one of the at a time. And I'm losing my speech also. And as we go, these stories were written like over 6 months ago. And from that point on, with Sudowrite, there's so much change, so much amelioration to the program. And I don't want to lose all those words because that's, I think there's a few million words in those 370 or 380 stories that I got Sudowrite to write with me. So I don't want to lose those. But in 6 months ago, there was a lot of looping. If John remember, we had a lot of looping in our story, in the beats and things like that, that today it's much, much better. So those stories that I got 6 months ago, or even more than that, I have to take them in and put a prompt in ChatGPT and says, can you find the looping? Because I know where the looping is, but I'm chatting with him and I say, like, find the looping for me. And often enough, he's going to find even more looping because some repetition is going on. So don't be shy to go and use ChatGPT. The best one that I find work for me is the 4.0, the brand new one. So yes, you have to have the paid version of ChatGPT for that. But the 4.0 is very, very good to read your story, give you solution and pointers, and rewrite section for you, keeping your voice, which we don't have that 6 months ago. But now we do with the 4.0, it works very, very well. So, any question this far? So once we do book for children, we have to have some information. What's very, very important is definitely to have the age group that you want to write for. It does help a lot when you tell not ChatGPT, but Sudowrite in the style and often enough in the genre, what age group you are writing for. So in the document I put in the chat, did I put that in today? No, I didn't. I'm going to go get that prompt that I have here, which explains the age group. And that was in my first draft. There you go. Introduction, first definition, age group. So the definition target of the book, the creation for 2 different age group. So 0 to 3 for the toddler. And obviously normally it's an image with just a couple of words in the bottom or just one word. It's a very, very, it's a picture book with very little words. But when you publish a book and you register with things, you need a few words in the bottom. Anyway, in Canada we do. I don't know about the US how that works. But if it's only on Amazon or KDP, then you don't need words, you just need image and that's it. It's an image books. But know that image books are very expensive to print on Amazon. And probably, I don't know if any other editor of like Amazon, how they are when it's picture book when it comes to the printing. But I think they're pretty much all similar. So next is very easy, the 3 to 5. Love the story that teach them about the world around them. The early reader, which normally if you have text in the bottom and you want them to learn to read, is that age group 5 to 7. They are ready for more complex story with readable character, and middle grade reader are 8 to 12. So for me, I was starting at the start, I said, so I'd like to get 7 to 13, but they seem to have already their age group defined into Amazon and other publishing companies, so 8 to 12. So this is basically a few of the examples they have. Goodnight Moon by Margaret Wise Brown and Percy Jackson, the series, we all already know it's those hero stories, which have been on TV and everything else. That's the middle grade. Same thing with Harry Potter, it's middle grade and a young adult story. So I'm going to put this part here into the document that will give you idea on how to go about it, brainstorm, get yourself some idea on books you want to do, and follow a bit the information. There's a lot of information, so I'm going to put at the bottom right here. There we go. There's a lot of example, how to write, how to base your story, brainstorm the themes, writing engagement, the dialogue, which is very important for children. You want simple dialogue for them. All right, let's have some fun now. These are prompt. Okay, the first things that I did in my big book of the 52 book story, it's this here. I put down what I want for my story. And this one here, it's more for you guys, but I did have the same kind of information into my 52 series. I told Sudowrite how to break down the story. I want an introduction, give me a brief introduction of the story, things like that. And I told what kind of age group. So here I would have to go and delete, or you guys delete which part you don't want if you put it into your brain dump or your synopsis. You give example of dialogue also. You tell what kind of protagonist you want. They want them friendly, a mentor, a sidekick. You know, you can brainstorm all the information, because if you have the story in your head, you already know what you want to do, but how to break it down, it's all over here, and you can get Sudowrite to do it for you also. He's going to understand. So this part here, the prompt that I ask here, I put it in the first draft. And from the first draft, it gave me The Secret of a Bestseller children book. So everything from that prompt you see here, I put in the first draft, and it gave me basically a whole description on how to write the book for the children. All right. So have fun with Sudowrite. You can get Sudowrite to do a lot for you when you do a book. All right. How to do a small story. We're using first draft. Give first draft a bit of idea of what to do. So like create a story about bracket, a dog, a dinosaur, a carrots. Put something in a bracket that you want to talk about. And who discovered, for me, is like the story of a dog who discovered a magical bone in their backyard. So this I put down in first draft. So where's my little dog here, which found his bones? So this is Corky, the Canyon Crush. That's not this one. This one is Speak with Human. This one here. So I put that in first draft. And everyone knows first draft. It's not a 101. We're all here and all writing with Sudowrite. So in first draft, I put down, create a story about a dog who discovered a magical bone in their backyard. So Scrappy was mischievous terrier with a nose for adventure. Every day he would spend hours exploring his backyard, sniffing out new scent and chasing after butterfly. So this little sentence give me a story of a dog who find a bone, and it's kind of a pretty good story, and it makes you smile. And just that, creating that story, it gave me 1,161 words story with Scrappy and finding that bone in the backyard. So something as simple as that. And that's not a book for a 0 to 3, but it can be like the 5 to 7 or 7 to 12, in that kind of age group. But this is a short story. Now this short story, if you like it, and you says, yeah, I want to get this one bigger or work with the same Snoopy guy, the Scrappy guy, you can take this and bring it into your story Bible. And from there, you can expand that. Every chapter become a small story of Scrappy with his magic bone, and have little sidekick stories on the side there. And each one of them can go in a book. Sorry, I missed this. What does the first draft plugin do? All right, let's get an example of what that do here. So I think I did put my prompt in here. No, but I will put the prompt right here. So let's go with the first prompt that I showed you when I told you about for the, you know, like when this thing goes back and forth like that. Let's close this guy, normally help. So the first draft here. So I said, create a story about a dog and his bone, right? So copy this. And you all know when you do the first draft, you go add brand new document. You go in the plugin and you go first draft. All right. You can leave the bracket if you want to take them off. It doesn't seem to make any difference. But here to just make one difference, we're going to say it's a cat who discovered a magical, let's make that funny. A cat with a magical fish in their backyard. And click go. And first draft is not a plugin. It's basically one of the main part that Sudowrite is having. A plugin is something that we, as writer and people who use Sudowrite, we wrote on the side. I will show you quickly when it's finished writing the story about the cat and his magic fish. Thank you, John. So the sun had already risen, bathing the backyard in the blanket of gold light. And the sun still like to tell us, the Sudowrite like to tell us that they and where the sun is in the sky. The birds were chirping merrily, and chirping merrily. Trees where the song filling the air with a joyful melody. The cat stretched his paw, relishing. It's going so fast, I have a hard time to keep it down. Relishing the warmth of the sun on its fur. I'm going to have to let it go because it's going to make me sick looking at it. Try to keep it down. There we go. So we have 1,078 words. All right, from portable, the cat stretched his paw, relishing the warmth of the sun on its fur. With a yawn, he rose from his comfortable spot on the porch and stuttered. Things like that. For me, I'm French, so this word for me, I'm going to find it hard. So imagine a kid which between 3 and 7 years old will say what that's mean. So be careful when you get words like this. Go find words which are easier. And when you highlight just one word, they give you words that can be replaced. So prince, striding, you can click on it and you can go and find something which will be easier. So I will go and says, okay, he strolled or he jogged or walked. Let's go for a stroll. Copy. And how do we get out of this?
You just click scroll twice, it'll insert it.
Thank you. All right, so here we go, stroll. So we fixed that word, which seems a bit hard for the kids and even for me. So the backyard was a heaven for the cat. It was filled with lush green grass, colorful flowers, and a small pond in the far corner. The cat loved to spend its day exploring the backyard, chasing butterflies and soaking up the sun. But today something was different. Something had caught the cat's keen sense, and it could resist the urge to investigate. As it made its way towards the pond, the cat's curiosity grew with each step. It had never paid much attention to the pond before, but today it seems to hold a mysterious allure. As it got closer, the cat saw something shimmering beneath the water surface. Its whisker quivered with excitement, and it could not wait to see what it was. With a graceful leap, the cat landed on the edge of the pond and peered into the water. There, swimming gracefully, was a fish like no otter. Its scales were dazzling, mix of blue and purple, reflecting the sunlight in a mesmerizing dance. The cat was spellbound. He had never seen such a beautiful fish before. "Hello," the cat said, its voice barely above whisper. The fish turned toward the cat, its large golden eyes meeting the cat's emerald ones. "Hello," it replied, its voice as soft as the wind blowing through the trees. The cat was amazed. He had never heard a fish speaking before. "Who are you?" it asked, unable to contain its curiosity. "I am a magical fish," the fish replied, "and this is my home, the hidden pond." "The hidden pond?" the cat repeated, its eyes widening in wonder. "Yes," the fish said. "It's a special place hidden from the rest of the world. Not many creatures know about it." The cat's mind was filled with excitement. A magical fish and a hidden pond. It was like something out of a fairy tale. "Can I visit sometime?" he asked, its tail swishing with anticipation. The magical fish smiled. "Of course," it said. "You're always welcome here, my dear feline friends." So you see, we have a pretty good story for children. Make me smile, so it's a good thing. So if you like that story, we can go farther down and keep on going. Now, you may wonder why this little thing here is knowing that I'm doing children's story. There's nothing in there saying it's a children's story. What I'm thinking that I find out with Sudowrite lately is that everything we put in our information get pulled when we start writing. So one thing that I do before, and once you understand how that works, because with everything, talking to everything between the boxes, and John can correct me if I'm wrong, if you have story for children, then you have an horror story and then a sex story, and you try to write something, you're going to find out that all the story seems to be pulled into the main story. And you have to really separate your project now. You cannot put them all together. So if like when we do a class, I don't know if John, you saw that, but when you do a class and you try to do a few different genre, everything at some point get really mixed up.
I would see that in quick chat and quick edit.
Well,
That would be an
definitely.
issue there. I wouldn't see that with if you were just working with the first draft. I wouldn't see that if you were working with the story Bible and being careful about what you're using from the story Bible. But yeah, a quick chat and quick edit are going to stay within the project and see all the words from all the different stories that you're creating. So yeah, you would want to keep your project separate so that you can edit better.
Yeah, and here's what John is talking about. When you do quick chat and quick edit, if I seek to create expand this part, just quick edit, and you're going to see that quick edit is going to get the information. And then do it for what I was looking for, you know. Let's try that again, because normally we see it on the top, so it's going to show it just in quick chat.
Yeah, it's a quick chat.
Tell me more.
Now you see that she's using the not the higher quality quick chat, so this doesn't cost you anything.
Yeah. So you see right there is getting the information from my prompt, is getting it from the secret bestseller, this one here, what we are writing in this one. So it's getting the information for all those in here. So that's why I'm saying when be careful. And for some reason, for me, I do find that when we write things in some of the part, like the character, it doesn't always stay in Story Bible and these things there. So I figure out that I have to really separate my project properly so that other things doesn't show up. So how do I make it sure that this is a kid's story? I do, before I start writing, go in my write setting. And in my write setting, I go choose what I want. I said, I want a lot of creativity. It's a children's story. I just want one card and I want as max words and I'm using balance. My key details, story for young children, easy read. As simple as that. And that's what I have. Next, there is the guided one here that I also use. So what I do with the guided, I will go get my same information and I will put it down here in my guided that this is a kid's story and I want an easy read. And I'm going to show you exactly what I mean by that. So I use the laser tool, is this one here. So I use the write guide, which already know about what I want. And it says, create a story about a diverse group of animal and friends live in a magical forest. They embark on a thrilling quest. So this is what I ask for young viewer. And when I click onto it, that's what it gives me right there. So that's what I ask. And I got with the, I have to bring my screen up. So with that, I got 559 words of a start of a story under the write tool. So in the heart of the whispering wood, where the trees swayed with secret and the winds hummed an ancient magic, there lived a curious band of animal friends. There was Bella, the brave bear, Felix, the wise fox, Tilly, the tactful turtle, and Helly, the enthusiastic elephant. Each of them brought an essence of uniqueness to their group, making them not only diverse, but indispensable, valuable to each other. So we have a story with different animals. And any question about anything I show so far? Are we doing there in the chat, John?
Yeah, there was a question from Tank asking about quick edit. Could you have it rewrite the entirety of the first draft into shorter words than younger words? could you understand it better so that the younger readers could understand it better, or would you do this as a second pass at first draft, or how would you do that?
All right, in the first draft, the AI explained to a child. That's something I was having fun with. I told the first draft to give me something AI explained to a child. The start of it is a bit funky because it starts right away. AI, like the kids is talking right off the bat. AI, said Lily, mom looking up for her book. What do you mean, dear? And it's doing a story in the first draft. So let's see if I can get you a better one. Where's my prompt? Over here. Get all my prompt. So we got the first one, the dog and the bone, and we did the cat and the magic. So here, this is the first draft. Create a story about a quirky dog, or you can choose another animal who wants to speak to human, which is the goal, but face with age-appropriate obstacle. Include humor, sensory details, and a positive message about value or lesson. That explain a bit what you were looking for, what you put in first draft?
So I think the thing that's missing from here is that first draft can't see your story Bible. So it's not looking at your genre or your style. You have to include it in the prompt. Like, would you put something about that this is for first graders to read, to begin reading, beginner readers? I mean, you could put grade levels, age levels into the prompt, asking for that kind of
exactly
writing.
So in the first draft, so if we take the little thing that I just read for you, so create a story about Kirky, the dog. So the animals is the dog, so we can remove that part. Who wants to speak to humans? So this is the goal. He wants to speak with humans, so remove the goal. The age-appropriate obstacles, so age-appropriate. There I left it open, or I can put age-appropriate, like, let's see, 3 to 7 or 5. Let's give 5 years old. So, but faced with a 3 to 5 years old obstacle, including humor. Kirky, no, that's Kirky the dog. Sensory details, positive message, and a value or lesson. So we can choose one or the other or both. So value, lesson. I will just put the valuable lesson. Valuable lesson.
I just tell it, like, use your 3 to 5 years old, add that in again and say, this is for 3 to 5 year old readers.
Reader's obstacle. He really doesn't like the dog. So as you see, you can put anything you want in your first draft as a prompt. What do you want? The age appropriate. We want a lot of dialogue. So create a story about Kirky the dog, wants to speak with human, but faced with treats and those obstacles, including humor, easy read dialogues, and sensory detail. No, we already have an N there. Easy read, dialogue, sensory details, and positive message about valuable lesson. So let's see what it's going to give us. You see, you can put everything you want and you can keep writing. Just don't do any enter, because as soon as you click enter, it's going to start writing for you. And sometimes we have to remind ourselves to not do that, or write it somewhere else, cut and paste in, so you don't do the enter by mistake. So from here, we told what we want: 3 to 5 years old, reader, obstacle, including humor, easy to read. So Kirky stood in the backyard, wagging his tail in excitement. He had just come up with a brilliant idea. He was going to speak to human. He had been watching them for so long, barking and trying to get their attention, but they never seemed to understand him. But today, Kirky was determined. He had been practicing his human words for weeks, and he was finally ready to. Sorry, it goes up, and I'm having a hard time. So I'm going to let him finish.
Oh, you're trying to read while it's writing.
Yeah. Trying.
If you scroll it a little bit, it'll stop. No, it doesn't. Oh, first draft. Does it do the sparkles at the bottom?
Yeah, it does a sparkle. There we go. It's done. So we have 1,051 words. Okay. So determined to speak. Was for weeks and was finally ready to show them what he was capable of. He took a deep breath and opened his mouth. Hello, human, he barked, his tail wagging faster than ever. To his surprise, the human didn't even look up from their gardening. They continued to pull weeds and plant flowers, completely oblivious to Kirky's attempts at communication. Kirky's spirit fell, but he didn't give up. He tried again, this time with more enthusiasm. Hey, you guys, it's me, Kirky. I can talk, he barked, hoping to catch their attention. But the humans still didn't respond. Kirky couldn't understand it. Why couldn't they hear me? He tried a few more times, but was no use. The humans were completely focused on their gardening. Feeling defeat, Kirky sat down and let out a long sigh. He had been so excited about his plan, but it seems like it was all for nothing. Just then, a small human, no more than 3 years or 4 years old, toddler, into the backyard. Kirky's tail started wagging again. Maybe this little human would be able to understand him. Hi, little human, Kirky said, his voice full of hope. The child didn't seem to hear him either. Kirky's heart sank. It seems like no matter how hard he tried, he just could not communicate with the human. But then something surprising happened. The little human looked up at Kirky and smiled. Hi, Dougie, she said, her voice filled with excitement. Kirky could not believe it. The little human could understand him. He let out a bark of joy and ran over to her, his tail wagging furiously. You can hear me, Kirky explained. The little human laughed and nodded. Yes, I can hear you, Dougie, she said, giggling. Kirky could contain his excitement. He had finally found someone who could understand him. He barked and howled with joy, jumping around the little human in circle. The humans in the backyard finally took notice and turned to see what was going on. They were shocked to see Kirky speaking to the little human. They had never heard a dog talk before. The little human's parents rushed over, amazed at what they were saying. Did you hear that, honey? The dog is talking, the father exclaimed. The little human mother smiled. The little mother human. So you can, there's a few things that you may have to rewrite. It's funny. And nodded, holding her child's hands. It's amazing, she said. The little human beamed with pride, knowing, at some point you introduce a little human with a name. You can call it Suzanne or something, knowing that it was only one who could understand Kirky. For the rest of the day, Kirky and the little human played together, barking and talking and having a grand old time. The other humans could not understand what they were saying, but it didn't matter to Kirky. He had finally found someone who accepted him for who he was. As the sun set, the little human had to go back inside. She hugged Kirky goodbye and promised to come back and play with him again. So we have, I'm not going to read the whole thing, but you see how much information that Sudowrite in first draft can give you. And that's a full story for a short story, 1,051 words. To me, it's a full story. Unless you want to make a bigger book, it's a short story here. How are we doing, John?
Doing good. You're about 20 minutes to the end of the class.
All right. Now, if we were to take our little Porky, the little dog which talk, we need to do something for children. once we want to have some, man, that computer is slow. We want to have some image because there's no book, children book without image. So I'm copying my little story here. And I'm going to go in Story Bible. And I'm going to put it down in my brain dump. While I'm doing that, I just want my character to show up. So just to make sure that he knows we have a kid story, I'm going to go get the same information I have here. That's a story for children. Easy read. And I'm going to do the same thing in my genre. No synopsis, because now that Sudowrite fixed that, is going to get the information from the brain, the synopsis or the brain dump. So I'm not going to put it in both. I'm going to generate some character quickly. And what I'm doing here, you can also do it into Canvas. And we can make story for children every day of the week, and we always have so much fun with Sudowrite. There's so many ways of doing it. All right, so we have Kirky Barker is a he, background, his personality, style. Kirky is a small dog. So right there we have the information we're looking for. What's our little human? Mila Thompson is our little human. And then we have Lily, which is probably the mom. Yeah, that's the mom with her child there. Then we have the dad. Then we have Sarah. Wow, we have quite a bit of character here. For a very, very small story, Sudowrite really, or the AI went and got a lot of character. I try to figure out how many we have. All right, so I have Kirky, Emily, wow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 characters for that small story. Okay, let's get our little dog here. Soon in the future, we did the demand to have a box here so we can have a picture of our character. But here what I'm doing here, I'm going to take this, I'm going to copy my little dog, and I'm going to go back into my story here. Okay, I'm going to go in the bottom for this part here. And I'm going to put down that I'm working on my character. Yeah, I hate when he's doing that. Sorry, I have to refresh. Go in the bottom. Going to close this. And I'm going to pass my dog. And what I want is I want an image of my dog. So you give me a physical, and I'm going to ask for visualize. So Kirky is a small dog with short tails that wag furiously when excited. His fur is mix of brown and white patch. Now this is very important when you do, oh, it's so cute. Oh, I like it. So this is the small part. If you want the big image, click on save. It's going to open a brand new page. And this, you can do a screenshot. You can bring it in your book. It's too cute. I have to keep this guy. So this is a very nice picture. If you want this across your book or something close to it, you have to make sure that each time you ask for a picture for your book, that's going to stay with the same character. Keep this here, and once you go in the story, like, let's see, let's go set a copy. Let's go at the start of our story. Kirky is in the backyard. So take this, you put it on top. So we have our dog. I'm just going to put something separated from the start of the story. Where is the start? Kirky, small reflect despite his size, enthusiastic Kirky stood in the backyard. All right. So this is my description of my dog. And this is the part of the story that I really like to see an image. So I put the dog description and I want visualize to give me the dog in the backyard. Let's see what it's going to do. Sometimes it can do something which you don't want, and sometimes it's going to learn exactly, knows what I'm looking for. So it's not perfectly the same dog, but it's close. You could go and ask one more time or do a few change. So let's see if we can get a quirky small dog sided fur brown patch has reflect emotion despite his size. Okay, so if I can take just this part here. I'm going to go for when you see the little girl, just as a small human come in. Pass this here. See if it's going to give me something about when you find a little human in the backyard. So you understand what I'm trying to do? I'm trying to get the proper image to put in the kids book. You can also use ChatGPT, but in Sudowrite, the fun part with it is we know that the story is yours. And so that's not a little girl. That's a little boy. Oh, we don't know it's a girl yet. It's a small human. So I would have to make sure that here, for having my image, it's the small girl instead of human. A small girl. Let's try that again. So pay attention a lot to what we have in the story to get the proper visualize. And the visualize is 2,500 credit per image. Now we have 2 dogs. But we have the little girl, which is not bad. This can be brought to in Canvas and you can delete 1 dog. That's an easy thing to do. So you see what all these steps we have to do to get to something. I'm trying to teach you or show you the flow of the work a bit fast, but when you sit down alone to your computer, you're going to read at a slower pace and says, oh, wait, okay, there's a girl. I should probably just put 1 dog to make sure that it doesn't make 2 dogs. So sit down and take the time to read and edit your prompt or your little part here. And this is where you work. I never use Canvas, so I'm not. All right, the canvas in the bottom. So that's the other one that we can use. So let's see if I can get my prompt. Did I have one for the write a story, heavy dialogue, optimistic, emotional impact? This is another one that you can ask with a lot of information. Write a story with heavy dialogue, adventurous tone, optimistic, third-person point of view, simple imagistic vocabulary, a lot of information that you want to put into your story. Go and see if I can find lively, engaging, text narrator, storytelling. We also use the JSON in the past. I'm not going to go through the JSON today. It's a bit too long to go through that. Create an engaging dialogue for children. Again, creating an engaging dialogue, Style. I had so much information to teach. It's impossible to do in one shot. Prompt of engaging dialogue again. Up there, we have engaging story with example, which is Ruby, excuse me, Oliver. I'm going to use this part of that story. There's dialogue combined adventure, showing a part of dialogue. I'm going to ask a short story, not something big with this here. So I'm going to go add new. I'm going to bring it here, but I'm not going to put in first draft. I'm going to use another one. I'm going to do a rewrite. And I want to rewrite with, I want to rewrite shorter. Go. What I'm doing that, I just want the line of the story So in the magical forest, curious rabbit Ruby meet a wise owl. So this is the part of the story. I'm going to copy this, and I'm sorry it's going fast, but it's the way and the way I work, and yeah, you probably it's a lot, and that's a workflow. When I'm very excited about a story, I just go. So for children's story, you can go with the hero's journey, but I like the story circle for the kids. I use that one quite often to do an outline. So you can see here this a young girl's name, there's some mafia stuff, but I like that one for the kids story. So I use this one. I'm going to put that little paragraph about the magical forest. And this is Canvas. And Canvas is going to give you an outline of that little cut down that I asked with the dialogue information that I put down, but I just get everything to shrink. So it's the magical first curious rabbit Ruby meet wise old owls Oliver. She on a quest to find the legendary sunflowers of the solace. Believe to cure anything. Oliver tell her it's not easy. She must reach a crystal lake and solve riddle from Whispering Willow. Ruby is excited and determined to know every journey teach us something. So let's create a outline with that. Yes, it can be a very good tools to do your outline. And one other thing that I was teaching this week is how to use it to do your character boxes too. So here you have your story, the start of it. So the first part in the Enchanted Forest of Levenshire.
Levenshire.
That's not the easy word to
Levenshire.
read. Yeah, Levenshire. Curious rabbit Ruby lives a mundane life. Okay, so I'm not going to read everything. I'm going to say, okay, it's a good outline. I'm going to copy my outline. You use your 3 dots here, copy. Let's bring that into our main. Let's create a new one, or we can go in Story Bible and go from there. But let's bring it here because we want our outline to exist in our main. V. Shift V. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. So it just doesn't give me any separation, but here's the story. And they give you a nice little title, Ruby's Quest for the Sunflower. And we have 451 words. So this is how we use Canvas to make a story. This outline, once you finish working with it and get it the way you want, you can go in Story Bible and you can go into your outline and you can pass it in. You just need to get this part here is your intro, or you can put chapter 1. We have to fix all these because we need that chapter instead of parts. So here that would be chapter 2. Chapter. Here we go. I'm going to copy this. We need chapter 1. What will you do with this one? The magical phrase. That would be the introduction, but they haven't bring the introduction yet into Sudowrite. It's coming though. We should have it soon. So I'm going to put chapter 1 here and chapter 2 here. And you can leave it there or take it off if you want. I'm going to take it off for this. This chapter 3. The desire. That's a good one. I like to stay. The opportunity is there. So chapter 4 and so on. Because these part he doesn't catch these things. So if you go in the bottom, and now the Story Bible here, it's not the right one for our story because we changed the story. So we have to use this one that I got from the first one, which I got to shrink. I would probably come and get this one here, set a copy, and I would bring it into my brain dump. And this is what I'm saying, when we play with so many things here and we bring a story and then we change our mind and we bring another story, and you have to come here and just fix it and put the story you're working with. And don't forget, you can change it at any time by going into your little clock. So here we have our story that we brought into Canvas. We did play with our outline. We know it's story for children. We don't have to change that. Just for the fun of it, to see if it got everything else. Now, synopsis will not come and get my character, so we should be fine. So I would generate a synopsis and see if you understood that the story we're working with is that the talking animals quest for the sunflower.
Float over the question mark to see what the synopsis brings in, reads.
Random in the genre.
Yeah, so
we have 512 words for a synopsis in a wonderful forest where the animals and the plant possess a gift of speech, and curious young rabbit named Ruby embark into an exotic quest. Her insatiable spirit of adventure lead to or stumble upon hidden garden where the vibrant flora whispers secret long forgotten by the world beyond the tangled vines. So we seem to have a fairly good story about our little rabbit that we got here in our brain dump with example of the text that we want. So here, we don't like to delete all our characters. So I don't know if we can ask to just add Ruby as a character, and this guy here we just put down that we don't want them into that story, because now we can get these and say, I don't want it for that story, one after the other. So for someone which having a series, or like me, I have those 365 story, well, I don't create 365 different projects. They're all in the same project. So if I had a bunch of character and they don't belong all to the same story, today it's very valuable to me to have all my character and just click, yes, this one goes in that story, and no, this one doesn't go in that story. You know what I mean? So if I want to add a character, and right now it's Ruby.
I think do you want to generate the character or just want to add it?
Well, I know it's Ruby, so let's see if it's going to
fill it in. Okay.
that it's Ruby from the story on top. Let's see what it's going to do. Testing. Ruby is an endless, curious, possessive spirit adventurer. She entered a challenge demonstrating blend of courage, her quest, her approach, obstacle. We don't know what it is, but let's see. Example, archetype. Normally I have something in here which is telling me what they are. There. Let's see if he knows if it's a rabbit. There we go. So he went and that's Ruby, is a rabbit in the story. So this is lovely what they did with the character box, that we can go tell them we don't want to use those because this is not the right story. But here I wrote a new story. The information is up there. This is the name of the character, and from there is going to go get it. That's one thing we don't have the interrogation point into the character we do here. So he's going to get the information from the synopsis or the brain dump. So he went and get my little rabbit from there. So this is how we get our character. And then let's see if I can get the physical description and show you what I do in Canvas with that. So Ruby is a soft So I want to copy this. And I'm going to go in my Canvas where I like my little board. And I'm going to ask for, I don't like when they do that. Oh, okay, we can move it. I'm going to get this. I'm not going to add it. I'm going to do a new one. I'm going to put it right there. And I'm going to delete this one. I'm going to get this bigger. Oh, oh, my other story is there. Ah! I didn't realize I brought you to the right one. This is the story of the dog. I thought it wasn't to another one, but it's here. Sorry, it's moving a lot. You know, the dog finding his bone. I got the story Bible in here, and for each of the box, I got an image, and that's from where I said about the dog. Here we know it's a dog, but if I just take the information, it was here. It was only Ginger stumbled upon the shiny glowing bone, and this is the Ginger it gave me. And that's why I say it's important to put Ginger the dog. And when I put the dog, that's where it gave me that. Does everyone see that? Is it big enough?
Yes, it looks pretty good. I mean, we can see it. Show off variations on a chapter as well.
What do you mean?
The little X next to the chapter. If you float over the chapter, you get a little X. If you click on that, you can ask for variations over the chat there. And that little plus sign there.
Oh, you want to make more boxes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Boxes like this one. Yeah.
Yeah. So what I did, that's what I did here. So what it means is you take a box like this, and if you want different variation to your story, you click on that. And because we have image there, I'm going to move it. Because I don't like things on top of each other. Oh, when you move it, it doesn't want to do it.
No, I think you're just it's like in edit mode. So go to a different
there we go.
there.
All right. The plus button, like John said, if I don't like that box and I want variation to my story, I can click the plus and get variation. So Ginger realized she's growing bones and all that stuff. She's finding it after she's digging down. So as Ginger paw at the mysterious glowing bone, the underneath the backyard, that's not written properly. I don't like that. As Ginger the dog inspects the mysterious glowing bone, she is suddenly transported to a mystical realm. Oh, that's interesting. Now she's in land of Oria. Okay. So you see, it's totally, it is gone from the backyard with his magic bone to a different place in fantasy world. Or the
Manon, can you check the credit usage for that?
yeah, I don't think, can we do it from here? Yeah,
I think so.
that's new. So Canva cost me 390. The generation of the character was 691, 611, 641. Canva didn't cost me much at all. And
So
the
that was
first
just for that one chapter. Doing the whole
the first one was right here. The outline is 560.
okay.
Canvas do very good for credit. It's very, very cheap to use.
You see, visualize is always 2,500.
Yeah, right there. Always. So basically here, we know that Ginger is the dog. So let's see what it's going to do for a visualize on this one. Huh.
You have to click on it. Oh, maybe it has to be.
It has to be just in purple.
Mm.
My computer is, the hard drive is going crazy and the fan is going crazy. I'm not sure if it's going to do it today.
So you see the three boxes at the nice.
That's a nice picture too. So he's in the other world and he's finding a man, probably a magician and all that with his magic bone. That's not bad. You see, you can play quite a bit with canvas. And with this, you can go, like I was saying earlier, you can have your character and you can bring them over. So like if I take this as my character, I can bring it up. I'm going to show the small to that. It's a big and board. So my character over here. Under there. Get that bigger. One thing that I'm not able to do is to rewrite in one of those. So gonna this one I take it off and I'm going to bring it here. That's one thing I want to ask them, why we're not able to write in the box after we bring it in. No matter what I try, John. Oh, did it work now? What's the name of the dog again? Ruby?
Ruby or Ruby is one, yeah.
Because it's red. So Ruby the dog. So it finally work. So that's how we can do your character, and you can put all the explanation on your character and generate more visualize until you get the character you want. But you know, when you're used to have a pin board on your wall and things like that, now you have it right here, and you can play with this in here, and you can make little sticky note everywhere to help you with your story. So I know if 5 minutes past the hour, any question or anything we can try to clarify for you? It's a very short explanation on how you can do story, because you can do cartoons, you can do there's so much things you can do. It's quite amazing. It's a lot of information I cannot do in 1 hour. It's impossible. I like this Canva. It would be great to spot to be able to input save image. That's what we have here. It's save. I'm not sure if I understand your question, Tank. Can you bring image from somewhere else and bring it here?
Sometimes that works. I'm trying to remember, like if it's just a PNG file, because I think that's what these things are. You may be able to copy and paste one in.
I'm not sure. Let's see if we can do this here. No, it doesn't want to put it in there, so we would have to figure out how to bring in outside image. That's something I never deal with.
Try to paste it into the box that you've got.
Okay, hold on. Go back and copy again because it's gone. Let's see if I can copy. Do you see a paste?
How about click in the word where you're typing the words Ruby the dog, and now paste. No paste.
No paste.
Okay, yeah. You may not be able to put it in here, but I think you can put it into your documents.
You can go in your document that I.
Yeah, the canvas has not had a lot of attention.
I would have to go and get the image properly. It's broken down. Get which one can be entered here. It's a ping or
a JPEG, yeah.
A JPEG. So that would be it's a ping. It's going to go into download. So I can put it somewhere else. Desktop dog. Let's see if we can get the dog. There's the same broken thing. Let's see if I can get it on the screen. Hold on, I have to go get it. Shh. Desktop. Copy. It's not passing. Even with the style, pass mesh style. You put dog ping. So we have to ask them if there's a way if we can bring our image from outside. That's a good question. I never tried before. Yeah, it's a suggestion feature we can ask them to do. Anything else we can try? Or you like to know on things I show up today, or things you would like to see if I do another one on how to do children's story, to be more concentrate on making maybe a longer story using the whole story Bible chapter by chapter, but shorter chapter, not like an adult story, because story for children are shorter chapter. There's a lot less words. So normally a chapter for children, it's less than 1,000 words.
So yeah, I think some kind of story Bible part, either how to work on the voice of the book that you're working on, or
Yeah, and this part too, it's not a one that I would have to do another class just for the world building for children, because this one is great to do a children's story. That's mine. I made this one here. Basically, you put the age group, the genre, the style, and from there you have a lot of information. You copy things and you make a whole book, because you have everything that enter into a story for children, their age group, the genre, the style, the species, because it's the magic, keep the language easy and fun. So world builder, it's a part where, wow, it's another one just by itself. It's a whole hours to use this and build a story with. You're welcome, Atticus. Anything else, John, you think we can play
could you
with?
could you copy and like copy your story and use it as an import for characters?
Which one?
Uh, one of the ones that's sort of complete. Maybe the one of the first ones that you wrote today
One which is complete.
in 1,000-ish
Yeah.
words.
I'm going to get a few things closed down here. One which is, that one is complete. The Terrier Treasure Hunt. We have 1,161. From a day of Scrappy Hill, the hero's neighbor, or the Canyon Crush. Which one? That's something we have all done together. Corky. No. Where's the cat? Is that the cat? Yeah, that's a cat. C'est a copy. That one is a funny one. And what I'm going to do, because here there's a lot of information already, so we'll have to get everything else. So the sun's baiting the backyard. This is the cat. All right, so we have the cat already inside is it in Brenda? So I'll have to go and get all these guys off. Story for children, the synopsis. I will have to remove that synopsis.
So under the three dots where it says customize and characters, you might, yeah, you're gonna make those never. Okay.
Never.
So the three dots on customizing characters there.
As soon as you see the eye close down, they won't be in the story.
Yeah.
All right. So we have this in the brain dump. Genre, style, synopsis. We don't really need a synopsis because we have kind of the whole story in the brain dump.
Okay, but look at the characters here and the three dots. Under the three dots, import.
You want me to import?
Click on import, and I think you can paste. Yeah.
The whole story?
Yeah. And let's see what it does for your characters.
The cat and the magical.
So do both of those as detailed characters.
So go.
Yeah. And after we do this, check the credits usage as well. I'm interested in seeing what that looks like.
Perfect. That's a new way. I didn't try that one before. Thank you for showing that.
It's a recent feature. Yeah.
So it would be in the bottom. So we have the cat and we have the magical fish. And the usage. So importing the character 0, detect the character 0.
Yeah. So it doesn't cost anything to import characters from either a list that you have, like a character sheet. You can import your characters that way, or you can do it like we just did with Manon's story, where she was sort of brainstorming a story with another tool or with first draft and came up with a good little story and then stuck it into here. And then now she can use these characters to generate other stories with the same characters.
So if my story generate hiding character without name, you can import the chapter and it detect them. Yeah, it would. It would detect them, and then you probably would have to go and put the name you want or something, because these are not, they don't fill up by themselves, but the rest do. I like to see the character, how they talk. This is my little cat. So how the cat talk. The cat dialogue style is inquisitive and enthusiastic, often asking questions to satisfy its curiosity. It speak friendly, open manner, reflecting adventurous spirit. So that's pretty good. Cool. Do you have anything else like that to show us? There's so much things new which happening with Sudowrite. I'm having a hard time to follow, and that's what I asked Michael yesterday. Once they do something new, to give us a list in the morning of what the new stuff comes. So when we're teaching, we can actually go and show these things quickly or learn at the same time we teach. Not ardent. Yeah, be careful names that can be copyright. But normally Sudowrite is pretty good on that, unless you go and ask for a story and the name of the author and everything else is going to take them out and bring them in for you.
Yeah, I mean, when you're working with genres, be suspicious of all your character names and all your place names, and
Yeah.
do Google searches at these things and make sure, not make sure, but check, just check a few times, or talk to other chat programs or chat within here to come up with variations, or find ones that make you happy. And if it's the first time trying a particular genre, be very suspicious, because it does tend to choose similar names again and again.
Yeah. These days it's pretty good though. Yeah. In the last week or so, maybe 2 weeks, it doesn't bring back Lily. Because
Oh, that's good.
each story I had was Lily was in it. I said, oh my goodness, I had to change the names all the time. But these days it's giving me pretty good in names. The voice, John, do we have anything which rolled in that we could teach, or are they still all in demo or testing?
My voice.
Yes.
If you, it's in this actually. If you can switch to your my voice setup, but do match my style on your story. Paste your story in and see
We
what it says
paste
your
in,
style is.
and let's see what style. Doing that, I'm going to put my dog out because they really annoying. Right. The tone, whimsical and magical. Yeah, that sounds the right vocabulary of choice. Yesterday, the send to doc didn't work, so I'm not going to try that today. But I'm going to copy this and I'm going to keep going. Whimsical and magical third person POV with simple vocabulary insert.
That's not bad.
That's not bad at all. And I'm going to keep my information too. every word that they give you, always save them. Always, always, always.
So people saw what Manon did. She copied the words that were in the first stage of Match My Style so that she can look at it and pull other parts or those words if they want.
Right there. So I keep having all my
So,
information.
so Tank, the button is called Match My Style. It's on the style box. And Manon just copied and pasted the story because this is the short story that's under 1,000 words. The same one we used for pulling characters, we used it in Match My Style.
Yeah. So what we put in
This,
the brain dump, which is 1,078 words, I copy all of it because it has dialogue in it. So that really does help match my style. Copy everything. I went into style and I click match my style. I copy everything in there, and that's how I got this with every details of the story with longer, and then he smash it up inside less than 40 words right here. But the other one, you say it's inside match my style too, find my voice, or it's not there yet?
your voice is, if you've made a voice, Manon, then your voice is probably in under the chapter generator.
But I didn't. So how would I go about it?
Ah, if you didn't and you're not on the beta, then you can't.
Okay. So
Yeah.
we have to go in the beta. I was thinking if it was out already. So yes, I'm in the beta, but I didn't bring it. This is not the beta. This is the real.
Oh, no, you don't have to be on the beta. So go back, go and open the chapter generator.
The what?
Chapter generator, the Beats box. And under generate chapter arrow on the right.
Under what?
The under generate chapter.
Generate chapter here.
No, the bottom right button with the arrow pointing down where you choose the model. And okay, so if you have a my voice, it would show up here.
Okay, we really have to be in the beta to have.
Nope, no, you don't have to be in the beta. It's in the standard. It's for people who are in the beta.
Okay.
You may need to refresh your screen or your box. Or if you have one already, then it should
No,
show.
I don't have one. In this one is in the other account. So people
Ah,
have to be in the beta to get the voice. If not,
yes, at this point. Yeah.
okay. Sorry, I was hoping to be able to show you something new, but it's not going to happen today. Good try. Good try.
So Tank says they love Mash My Style. Then if you want to make a change to what it detects, you can. Like if you don't necessarily want the story to be in first or third person.
Yes, you can.
Mona question: can you import a chapter in third person and ask Sudowrite to rewrite it in first person? So
Yes,
should we try to rewrite some chunk of the story into first person?
yeah, we can do that. We did copy this guy here. I'm going to go into a new blank. If I had this in prose, we could do it in the prose also. I'm going to close this guy here. It's going to be too much. So here we have this guy, and this is at the third POV. Close that.
Yeah. Control A would select all. Command A. Yeah. And then
There's too many words.
You can't do rewrite with that?
I'll do try the rewrite.
Maybe too many words for rewrite.
That's too many words for rewrite too. So it's in the bottom. I cannot see, but it's telling me at the bottom it's too many words.
Yeah.
It's too long. It's only 650 words.
Okay.
So I'm going to do a bit less. How many words I have? It's hard to tell because with
330. You have 330 right now.
That's good. You can see more than I can see because I have the. So 330 we need. Let's see if we can get to.
It's up there. Let's see.
Let me know when I get in the 650.
402. 522,
2.
594, 650. Exactly.
Let's see if we can do the rewrite, customize. And we want to rewrite to the first POV.
Yeah, first person POV, the cat, whatever the cat's name is.
Dash.
Yes. So
Want to
that's another trick.
explain? Yeah.
Yeah, first dash person helps with certain models. Most of them will recognize without it, but some of them, if they don't do it for you, adding that dash sometimes helps.
So I asked
Uh,
first person POV at present tense.
yeah, do you want to give it the character's name as the POV?
That would be the cat first person POV. The cat.
Yeah, maybe a colon between the two. I don't know. I think that's probably fine. And then you hit go, and I think we should be good.
Go. So the sun is already shining, baiting the backyard of Golding. I heard bird.
I hear.
I hear.
It's present tense.
Yes,
Yeah.
I hear bird chirping happily in the trees while stretching my paws. So first POV, present tense. That answered the question, and we got 601 words. So we got to cut down somewhere. And you do the
Mona
same.
says it's magical.
Yeah, it is. So you could go and just don't lose your words. I put dash, dash, dash like that in the bottom, and I will go and insert it. So I can reread everything, make sure it's the right, and then you keep going. So we did stop at 650 under, what's the last word we use? Show more. And the last one is from colorful yarn. So if I want to find it, click on that little loop.
Yarn.
Colorful.
There you go. It's right there.
And it's going to find it for you. So from here, I know I can go from here, and let me know when I get, well, see if we can get all the way to the end this time.
You're into your new story.
That's what I thought. There we go. Then we do the same thing. Rewrite.
429. Yeah. And then
Rephrase.
custom.
Customize. So first person, POV, the cat at present tense. Go. And that should give us the rest of our story. I'm going to close this. So let's stop at the yarn up here in front of me, and just like that, a ball of colorful yarn materialized before my eyes. I am the cat, and I am playing with my new friends, the magical fish. We laugh and play with yarn, creating all kinds of shapes and design. Let's see if we got what we're looking for. The cat done, hidden. Cat and a magical fish. Well, it's not finished writing. Sometimes if it's not finished writing, it doesn't allow you to go any further. Should be done.
Looks like it's done.
What I'm looking for, see the cat and the magical bee. You refused to work. Okay. Yeah.
That's weird.
A glitch. And sometimes it's not Sudowrite. It's sometimes our computer. It's an iMac, and it's not a brand new one. Maybe it's too much information right now and doesn't want to do it. The magical fish, the cat and magical fish laugh as the day grew and they more attached to the magical hidden pound. The cat sad that his friend the journey along finally many travel. The cat magical return. The cat they own set over the pond. Thank you. I don't see any yarn in this.
Yarn?
Yeah, they in the rewrite they talk about the yarn.
Yeah, it does.
So
I'm playing with the yarn. But we laugh and play with yarn, it says. It's
yeah.
very
So
beginning.
I'm looking in the first story. Where's the yarn? Thank you, behind friendly magical. Did they add the yarn during the story?
Right there.
Oh, the ball of yarn. There we go.
And then they laughed and played with the yarn. It just really converts that first sentence. I'm
Yeah.
not sure that one works.
Just added words. I am the cat and I'm playing with a new friend. So he did add a few words, and in some part he did also remove some because the first one was 650 and the rewrite was 601 words.
Yeah, I would go for like 500 at a pop.
Yeah.
Or just a little bit over.
So this is one way to go through, and very soon we're going to have rewrite in different section where we can actually ask to rewrite at different POV. So that's something we're looking forward to. Yeah, it's possible. Sadly, it does happen. The computer sometimes are slow, or it's because I can hear my fan going like crazy in the background. All right. So did we have enough fun?
This was good, Manon. Thank you.
Well, you're welcome. I'm going to stop the recording, and I want to thank you everyone for being with me here on that early Saturday morning and enjoy an easy story, easy laughing story, because some of them are very fun too. So I hope you enjoy, and next month I will try to do another one and expand on the character box and the world building and show you how you can bring up a story for children world building and how to make a cartoon story out with Sudowrite also, which is going to involve other programs. So, but it's going to be also a very big class and a lot of information to go through. So thank you so much for being with me again.